I like having fun, guys, right? We're being playful, but this is definitely 5 of 5 utility. No doubt, rating system in stone. Lock it down now. Hey, welcome back to the channel. All right, it's time for war. Number 6, 4 was canceled, but this is what should have been the 6th war of the season. Going against GOM P, GOMP, or as I like to just call them, Poseidon. Makes it a lot easier. I have a lot of buddies there. It was an awesome war. And then make sure you stick around after my fights. I will be showing you a rank 4 Kingpin, absolutely obliterating a very tough fight. One of my defenders. I think it's very cool. And it's from MCoC. I will link his channel down in the description so you can check out all the rank 4 Kingpin action. It's really impressive. All right, let's go ahead and jump straight into this here. All kidding aside, we actually are going to show what I believe is truly 5 of 5 utility here of Mole Man and Magik. It's pretty cool to see. So we're going up against this as the steady build up Fury, running on fumes, heal block, and then this while they're down. In a lot of these fights, in fact, I think every single one of them with Mole Man, that we'll look at this with if there's an exception, I was really concerned with, or the priority anyways, was making sure I really didn't even go into Frenzy because I wanted to be shrugging these debuffs. So what you're going to see me do is constantly cause myself to go unstoppable by letting them hit into my block. It'll make me go unstoppable, and then that takes away a monster mass. This is really important if you're playing Mole Man and you want to do this because you're concerned about going into Frenzy and then not being able to shrug your debuffs. Do not bring the Guardian synergy. It's a cool synergy, but it can cause a lot of problems. So there you go. You see that happen. We now have 3 of the monster masses, and those will keep being used to shrug debuffs. I don't want to lose that ability, so I'm just going to continuously let him hit into my block. Obviously, he's got a high chance to shrug a stun debuff anyway, so that's not really a good tactic for me to be using. So I'm just going to do this. If it causes me to have to heal up a little bit, I'm very okay with it. So here we go. You can see, I think this was a rank 2 Agent Venom. So I knew the fight wasn't going to take too long. Anyways, we would have plenty of damage if, you know, through the special there at the end, hopefully not to take recoil damage. So now we're going to move on to this thing. And the thing is unawakened, right? So that caused a lot of what would normally be concerning to me to go away. In doing my duels, the one thing that was annoying is I'm used to fighting the champion. I'm actually used to not using bleed champions against thing at all because I don't like having to wonder about his rock stacks. You see, we have pretty much the same nodes here. So you're going to see me play it pretty much the same way. I'm going to do what I can if I need to get thing to 11 rock stacks. The reason being, I could then hit into his block 4 times and then let him throw those specials, trying to avoid him going unstoppable. But as you see, I don't know when I'm going to crit, meaning, and as a result, I don't know when I'm going to take away one of his rock stacks or not. But like I said, with him not being awakened, this was really pretty much a just let him hit into my block and then go in and destroy him. Another tactic I could have used, and this was kind of my backup if it really got ugly at some point, is I could intentionally have them heavy into my block. That removes all of my monster mass, and then that would reset my ability to shrug those debuffs. All right, this was the fight that I was probably the second most. I wasn't really worried about any of these fights, but the one I was the most like, okay, I got to really pay attention. I did my duels for it. We're going to go ahead and take a look at this. So this is a rank 3 Scarlet Witch. Obviously, the big concern with her is, one, her special. She's new, but also that she could go unblockable. That could be a real problem. Additionally, this is a tough node. So we've got Power Snack and Backup Recovery. The whole idea here is going to be, I'm going to use Magik. I have on partial suicides, recoil tree, the bleed portion only. That way the poison doesn't affect how much healing I'm getting back after limbo, things like that. I'm going to use my Power Start 1, and I just need to get to my second bar of power before I let her start throwing her specials, because she throws her specials. That's when she gets her instability, and that's when those buffs are happening. I mess up already by end up dexing, so she got the power from Power Snack. Then I let myself get smacked in the face. I've got to stay calm. The ability to reparry is so important. It comes up and helps me so much in war as I've gotten comfortable with it. Used it right there, and then now I'm set. I'm safe, I feel good, I'm in my happy place. Magik with the power lock on. Got 2 bars of power, I'm running my big Mystic power back boost. I used my Power Start 1. Everything's going to be a-okay as long as I don't have any of the power locks fail. So let's go ahead and watch that. I think it does happen at least once in this war, if I remember correctly. But anyway, so there we go. We're going in, and now I don't need to worry about Power Snack. I don't need to worry about anything because she's not going to get power. She being Scarlet Witch, she doesn't have power. She can't throw a special. She can't throw a special. She can't get the instability. If she doesn't get the instability, she can't be causing those buffs to randomly show up on herself and me. So I was just following the game plan Taters laid out there, which was lock her down. And you saw I triggered the powers connect there. Nothing bad happened to me. She didn't gain any power because I had her power locked. So yeah, you know what? I mean, this really is, and you're gonna see me have some fun with it. I like having fun, guys. Right? We're being playful, but this is definitely 5 of 5 utility, no doubt. Rating system in stone. Lock it down now. 5 of 5 utility. There you go. And it is powerful. It is powerful. This is why Magik is such a great champion in this game, and why I fear we may never see her as a 6-star. So now moving on to this is a tough fight. I've taken this fight a lot of times though. Taking this fight many times. I've taken it with Magik. I remove dexterity. That's just how I do war, right? Like, I'm going to do everything I can to make sure I take it as safely and as well as possible. Every fight matters. We're fighting for masters here. And I want to win. I want to solo every single fight. And so far this season, I have. So you can see we're putting on the big boosts here. We're going to put on the class boosts. For only taking 6 fights this war, I think I boosted 5 times. I'm not kidding. It is what it is. It's just the way it worked out, and the realities of my personal schedule and things like that. We all work and do our best, but there it goes. So I'm going to use another Power Start 1. I have placed the Magneto pre-fight on. We have the EMP modification, Bubble Shield and Burden of Might, and Aspect of Evolution. This fight obviously can get ugly. Where I've traditionally made a mistake is getting hit from Bubble Shield. Usually I'm so concentrating, or I'm so focused on making sure I have my power locks on, landing my parries, because I don't backdraft intercept, I backdraft into a parry, that I often forget about the 10th hit. And so I was like, okay, that's what I really want to concentrate on in this particular fight, is I want to make sure that I'm watching also the Bubble Shield portion of this. So here we go. We've landed our power lock. We're good to go. So it's just going to be a lot of backdrafts into parry, keeping an eye on the Bubble Shield portion of it. And then I also, I'm running the mastery. I can't think what it's called. In fact, when I edit this back, I'll go and I'll write the name of the mastery. That makes it so that the defender gets 30% less power gain when stunned. So I'm running that just to help me in case something went wrong too. That way I can stun them, hit into them a little bit with some maybe mediums or something like that, right? So there we go. We've got the power lock on, and now I've just got to evade the hit. I did. The unblockable hit that's from Bubble Shield, that 10th hit. I was really happy about that. I dodged that. And we're just going to keep this going now. We're going to keep this going, let Limbo do its thing. We're healing back up. That's why running just the bleed portion of the recoil tree mastery is important. And what is otherwise, this is a very difficult fight. This is one of the harder, not the hardest, but one of the harder fights, harder nodes on the map. And Magik can really just trivialize it once you're used to the fight. So there we go. And this SP2 will take him down. So Magik, she's an amazing champion. I really fear we're never going to get her as a 6-star, so I'm just going to enjoy using her as a 5-star every single chance I can. I love using her as a 5-star, fighting these rank 3 6-stars and things like that. So it's really cool. All right, and you're going to see me. I'm enjoying the utility 5 of 5 comment, in case you can't tell. I decided to go ahead and leave it in for the video. So, all right, let's jump ahead to the next fight. Enough self-indulgence. There we go. Okay. Going up against this Mr. Negative. Now, the node ends up not really mattering because he doesn't have an armor up, but this is another really cool feature, and another, why I'm not kidding, 5 of 5 utility from Mole Man. Because when you stun Mr. Negative, that's when I can't remember, he builds up his light charge, I think it is, light energy or dark energy, I don't remember which one, but that's when he throws the specials, and these things happen, you can get the reverse controls. Well, what's the one way around it? Use your Monster Mass to just go unstoppable. Just go unstoppable. And then you don't need to parry stun him. You don't need to parry stun him. So here we go. Now we're going to bait the SP1. I think I'm going to fail one of these SP1s evade. I don't remember if it's first, second, or third. But I got him down. I did enough duels where I felt comfortable with it. So here we go. I'm just trying to bait this SP1. And then I should go in and throw my SP1 to get the Monster Mass from it. There we go. And then now it's just a rinse and repeat situation. So I'll hit into him, give him some power, and then let him hit into my block, go unstoppable. And this way I'm never getting the reverse controls. I don't need to worry about it. I don't even need to think about it. I think here's the SP1 that I end up messing up, because I remembered the reason is, yeah, there it is. It's because I was starting to wonder about my plan. I was like, well, should I just let him hit into me, go unstoppable, and then let him go to his SP2? And that's when, things happen, when you start thinking like that. So I messed up the SP1 evade. It is what it is, no big deal. Going into this fight with Mordo, This was a rank 2 Mordo, so I did not use an indestructible boost, but if this was a rank 3, I definitely would have. The reason being is it has explosive personality. Usually when I fight Mordo, I hit into his block as a way to just try to make him a little bit more aggressive. Some really funny stuff happens in this fight. So I'm going to use the same tack. We've talked about this because I could stun him and then go in, but he's just so passive. I feel sometimes like stunning him, or I'm just so used to not stunning him, is a little bit awkward. So there we go. And then you're going to see this a couple times where he's just going to be blocking. I'm going to drop my block and just like, dude, please hit me so I can do something about your power gain. Doing my best to time my combos to coincide with his power gain, so that way we can get rid of it like we just did there. And I think this is the one where it's just like there's nothing I could do. Yeah, there was just I don't know why I wildly threw the heavy. It was just kind of a fun show of futility there, I guess. So there we go. He's going to throw his SP1. I know it's not going to kill me. It would probably take 2 or 3 of these likely to kill me, so it is what it is. There, I did use the parry, because, I mean, if I'm going to parry, I'm going to hit into him. Use my True Focus, I think it's called, or True Sense or whatever. Actually, there we go. There I landed the heavy because he's just so passive. I figured I might as well try. I don't want to hit into his heavy if I don't need to. Then I feel like once you usually hit his heavy to cancel out that power gain, I find he's often willing to throw whatever special hit he's on. So I was willing to do that. And then I thought it'd be really fun to end it in the SP3. So I did. And that's kind of how this war went, right? GOMP is very, very good. But, you know, Loki just played very well. And GOMP is one of those things where they're extremely, extremely talented. And so a lot of you saw a couple of my fights were against rank 2s and things like that. So kudos to you guys. Excellent war. You know, I'll tie it all up here at the end. Now look at this though. Here's MU8 with his rank 4 Kingpin. I was at least happy to see he was boosted fairly big, but notice he doesn't even heal up. He does not even heal up for a very difficult node and fight against American Chavez. This is my American Chavez. I love her. At least she's good as a defender. And just watch how he absolutely brutalizes this. First of all, great interception. You're going to see this time and time again. He parries her, but he can't hit her because of one eye opened. All the damage would be reflected back to him. He knows just to back off. Really smart strategy there. He's got the power lock on her from the synergy with Mr. Sinister. So that's obviously very helpful here too, because her power gain can get going. So let's see how that works out for him. He's already, thanks to the node, he's already into his overcharge. The power lock is on. That is really, really helpful. I'm seeing some really nice stuff out of that. And then he's just going to destroy this with his SP2. I mean, really well played, very smart, and very cool to see how much damage and the capabilities of a rank 4 Kingpin. Not really surprised by it, but still very cool to see. Excellent war, Poseidon. So many of you, are hanging out on my Discord server. I really enjoy talking with you. Shout outs to really all of you. I don't want to forget anyone, so shout outs to everyone. Great war. It just came up on For Loki's favor today, so shout outs to Lizer, Karate Mike, and the B Manny, all excellent players. I'm sure you've heard of all of them, and it's really awesome to be in the same alliance as them. And then just a quick recap. We're now fully 2 weeks into the season. Yes, one war was canceled, but we're 2 weeks in. I'm having an absolute blast. These bans are really working out pretty fun. I thought I was going to get to use my rank 4 Spider-Man, Miguel, a few times, and I have not used him a single time. He was banned in the first 2 wars, but we use that as fun motivation to absolutely destroy the bosses that were placed. There was a Maw boss and a Mojo boss. Those were a ton of fun using Overseer and Mr. Negative. But in these 5 wars, I guess it is, I've used 7 different champions for actual fights. Champion sometimes like White Magneto or something like that has come along to place pre-fights or for synergies. They've taken no fights. But in only 5 wars, I've taken in and taken fights with 7 different champions. That's really cool for me. I'm enjoying that. I'm using the breadth of my roster and kind of helping my alliance out where we feel like there's a problem spot or like a certain roster can take those fights. We have 2 boss kills. And then here's the really interesting thing for me. I would have never predicted this at the beginning of the season. My most common war attacker is Angela. She's come into 3 wars, followed closely by Archangel and Magik, each with 2. And then Overseer, Kingpin, Mr. Negative, and Mole Man have all come into 1 war. I am not taking as many fights as I did last season, but For Loki's doing great, and I have not had any deaths. They've all been solos. So I'm a very, very happy camper. Thank you so much for watching. How is your war season going? Very curious. I know I'm having fun, but what about everyone else? Let me know how you all are doing. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. I hope you either learned something, we're entertained, or even better, a little bit of both. Don't forget to like, subscribe. Thanks so much for watching. Take care.
See